Hello and welcome to TelecomTV. I'm Martin Warwick. We're here in The Hague in the Netherlands at the SDN NFV World Congress 2017. And I'm talking with Klaus Martiny, who is Senior Program Manager at Deutsche Telekom. Welcome, Klaus. Thanks for talking to us. And also, you're a man of several hats because you are also member of the ETSI ISG, is that correct?
ISG, NFV, yes, perfect.
Good. And what about next generation networks, NGN, etc.?
Yes, including 5G and NGN as well. NGN is taking care about the 5G technology, and I'm heading in this organization the operations part of that, how we maintain, how we manage the 5G technology.
Good, thank you. You've got a lot of jobs to do.
Yes, keeps you busy, interesting as well.
Okay, now, I want to talk to you about Zero Touch. We're here at this event. NFV is 5 years old. It's getting more and more accepted into the network, real-time implementation and so on. And we hear a lot about AI following on from it, machine learning, cloudification, automation, so on, and also Zero Touch. What is a Zero Touch network?
Zero Touch is simply like that. We're talking about the automation of operations, including the design part of the networks, because we have to design the networks right from the beginning in order to drive automation by the end of the day.
Okay. Where did it start? Where does it come from?
Well, that's had a bit of history. We started that in December of 2016. There was a huge conference hosted by Deutsche Telekom in Bonn. We invited a lot of people, more than 120 representatives across the industries were there, and finally on that, we agreed a small project in order to find out what are the obstacles to avoid the automation for the network. That is the basic for that. The project started in March of 2017. It's finished in September of this year.
Thank you. Now, at the show, there's been some confusion about Zero Touch and ETSI, etc. Can we nail this? And tell us, there is a degree of confusion. I've heard several things about it. What's the reality?
The reality is simple like that. This project was closed in September, and then we make a decision on how we're moving forward, because this was only the first step. Now we have to bring it to reality, and we discussed it internally in the team. What should be the next step? Because we need a stable host for that, and then we are all ETSI members. Good experience with the ETSI ISG NFV, and we said, okay, let us go to ETSI and to get approval from them. The situation is right now that we are in the setup phase of the project. The project is not approved by ETSI right now. It will happen in December this year. And if that is approved, then we can start the activity in ETSI on behalf of ETSI in 2018. That is the situation right now.
Now, ETSI is driven by its membership, not by anything else. So they determine whether an ISG is valuable, whether it's worth doing. That has not yet happened. No,
not yet happened. Okay. It's the approval process now.
Okay. So what will happen next? When you say the approval process, what happens?
What happens now, we are discussing the terms of reference. We make a project proposal, and this document will be delivered to ETSI in the next couple of weeks. And the board meeting in ETSI will make a decision around November. And I said, if that is decided and we have got the approval, then we can start the activity in 2018.
Thank you. That is clear. We know where we are.
Yes, it's definitely clear, yeah.
Let us go back to the technology of Zero Touch. How much open source is involved in it? Because with NFV, we've seen a tremendous involvement of the open source community.
Okay. Well, I think we need this close relationship with open source communities like OSM or with ONUP or with other projects in the open source world. I think we're looking for a complete new approach if we're talking about standardization of the future. It should be a mixture between the classical way how we're getting standards as an SDO and in a combination with the open source community. I think that's really key, that we find a good approach how we come together between the open source community and the classical SDOs.
What's the final objective?
The final objective is to find out what are the obstacles to drive automation, to find a solution for this kind of problems which we have. And it will be not deliver on the detailed standards. It will be maybe in some areas detailed standards, but in principle 80% of the work will deliver the problems that you have on a higher level, based on requirements. That is what we are looking for.
Okay, Klaus Martiny, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Martin. It was a pleasure.